Three, two, one, and we're in the room, mate. So Miles, man, how have you been keeping sane during this whole fucking crazy lockdown?
To be fair, sort of like you see when football finishes for the end of the season, obviously we get like two, I'd say around 2 months of doing nothing. So obviously I'm sort of used to having a break, but that's the time when we can go on holidays and do stuff and, you know what I mean, enjoy ourselves. Because in the season we don't really get that time to go on holiday. I don't know, party with your friends. Do you know what I mean? Just little things really. So it's difficult because everyone obviously is looking forward to going on holiday and stuff, and it's been pushed back. But we've got playoffs as well, Colchester. So we should be going back on Monday. But it's been quite hard, even like motivating yourself to run, because we weren't even sure if we was going back. We're getting told the league shut off, and then people are saying there's no point running and staying fit because obviously you're not going back. And then you're hearing you might go back. So it's like in the back of your head, it's sort of like, is there any point in me running? Because it's very likely for it to get shut off. Because there's obviously shops and that aren't opening, and obviously the government's saying a lot of things are not going back to normal for a couple of months. It seemed very unlikely for football to not go back. But I think we're actually definitely going back on Monday. That's the shout. So it's good that I have been staying fit and stuff like that. But I think this is probably the hardest time I've found it to get motivated to run and stuff, because in the back of my head is like, it seems like we wasn't going back. But I think that's when you got to just stay disciplined. And if you have good habits and stay disciplined, I think that's when it will help a lot. Because if you haven't got that and you ain't got motivation, then there's no chance you're going to get yourself out to go and run.
Yeah.
So it has been tough.
Yeah, it's mad because obviously like they just shut off the league in France, and like, yeah, there's been all this debate about whether they're going to resume English football. And like, yeah, I can only imagine that must be crazy. Like if you're actually a footballer, like not knowing whether you're going to go back is just like, that's a mad effect on the mind, right?
Yeah, it is. It's tough, but you know, I'm not saying I'm hard done by or anything, because it's not really nothing to complain about. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people, you know what I mean, that have still got to go to work and that. Like my mum, she works in a care home. She had to lock herself down. Well, she didn't have to. She chose to stay in the care home for 2 weeks. Like, she's the manager. She didn't even have to do it, but she stayed in the care home for 2 weeks, and there was people in there with corona. So obviously she's like doing the extra work, risking it to help the people in the home. So me not going to football or anything, I can't complain too much. It's not a major thing. Do you know what I mean? There's bigger worries. Like if my mum did catch it or my family did catch it, that's the main worry. So if you actually think about it, like families and the health is a lot more important than actually going back to football. But obviously I've missed it a lot and stuff like that. But you know, it is what it is. Everyone's in the same situation, so you can't complain too much. And like I said, obviously all the NHS and stuff, they're putting their lives at risk to work. So us footballers can't sit at home and be complaining about not playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think that's...
Yeah. It is mad. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, big ups to your mum for doing that and sticking at it. Like, it's been a bit mad. So yeah, our mum works for the NHS as well. So she's been like seeing people who have like had it and come back from the hospital and stuff like that. And it's crazy, yeah, just hearing about, yeah, all it, like the crazy equipment that they have to wear and stuff. And it does put it in perspective. But also I feel like, do you feel like there's a vibe of like footballers being used as like the guinea pigs a bit, as like, obviously, because it is kind of mad to think that like they're, you know, obviously they just started the league in Germany again, right? So it's like, I do wonder, because I sympathize with players who might not want to go back to playing. Do you know what I mean? Like if there's a fucking dangerous virus out there, like, you know, you can understand why some people might not want to actually go and do that.
Yeah, definitely. I think like there was Troy Deeney. He was saying he's not going back. He's got, I think he said he's got a 5-year-old kid that's got breathing problems. So I'd say fair play to him. And I don't see how people can complain and say, oh, why is he not going back to football and stuff like that? Because if I had a 5-year-old son or daughter that had health problems, there's no chance I'd be doing the same thing, because your family goes first. You know what I mean? 100%. It's obviously football is very important, but why are you going to risk a life for football? Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of bigger things that are more important than going back to football. But I would if I had the choice, I would go back now because I'd be living in Colchester, away from my family. So I wouldn't complain about going back. So I'd be on my own, and not with anyone else, and not with my family, my little sisters and stuff like that. But yeah, I could if I was in the same position as him, I wouldn't do that. No chance. Because imagine if worse comes to worse. Do you know what I mean? And things did get bad. They did catch the virus. It's not worth it. Not one bit. I don't think. So, but it's bad. I don't understand how there's so many people. Even if you see on Twitter, if you look at all the comments after them saying, "I'm not going back" or whatever, everyone's saying, "You're earning all this money, and all this. You should be going to work." Like, what's that got to do with your son's health? How much you earn or whatever? He said he'd take a pay cut. A pay cut. He said he don't care if you don't even get paid. Obviously, he's a wealthy man, but that's not the money's not even in this argument. I don't think it's nothing to do with it because you know what I mean. You can't put a price on someone's health. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly, man. And so with you going back, is that to resume the season or is it just for playoffs?
It's just for playoffs. So I think it was something. I think it's the 4 teams in playoffs are going back, and everyone else is not going back. But that's the talks. It's still not 100% yet. But we're just getting prepped to go back Monday. So we obviously have to stay fit and stuff like that. But yeah, like I was saying, it has been hard to motivate yourself because it's like you're going back, you're not going back. Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of, if you know you're definitely going back, I think it's sort of in your mind. It's a lot easier to be able to graft every day. Yeah,
definitely. I can imagine. And what do you kind of think of the how football is changing temporarily anyway? Like in the German league, you're seeing like obviously empty stadiums and like the players aren't even allowed to I don't think they're allowed to hug and celebrate with each other. Like, how do you think that'll affect the mindsets of players going back?
I think it's hard, but then again, I said everyone's in the same position. So if one player is struggling, so are thousands and thousands more. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like you're on your own. But I don't know. I think the arguments contradict themselves and the guidelines they've set, because it's like they say you can't sit next to people on the bench and stuff, and then do you know what I mean? You're chasing each other around on the pitch, tackling, you're in the box together. Do you know what I mean? You're going to touch, spit's going to go on you. You know what I mean? So I don't really understand that. I don't reckon that would make a difference of little stuff and you can't celebrate together, but you can defend against someone and you're going to be touching them and, do you know what I mean? Heading the same ball and I don't know. Obviously they've got to try to make it as safe as they can, but I think some of the guidelines it don't really make sense, does it? I don't think.
Yeah, and it's interesting as well because you mentioned money, and obviously there was that. It shouldn't be about the money, and obviously for a lot of people it isn't. And it's crazy how, there was that whole thing earlier on going on about players' wages, and obviously a lot of footballers have had to take wage cuts temporarily, which is quite a big thing. But yeah, you do wonder. You hope that this desire to restart the Premier League again isn't just for the money reasons. Do you know what I mean? The rights that the broadcasters have and all of that, and because that would be a bit mad, wouldn't it, if it was just because there's certain money that needs to be made, not considering the players' kind of well-being. I don't know.
It's tough. I know what you're saying. It's a bit hard because it just seems I don't know, every argument against football is to do with their wages. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it is a hard one. But yeah, a lot of, like I said, a lot of the arguments are about the wages, and obviously people are saying about all the footballers should be taking more of a wage cut and getting taxed more because to help the NHS and stuff like that. But obviously, yeah, I do understand there are a lot of big earners, obviously in the Premier League, Championship and stuff like that. But I think I don't know. I think it's just an easy way out to target them. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, they still pay their taxes. They pay a lot of taxes. But I think there's a lot more sportsmen people that earn a lot of money. And obviously there's a lot more millionaires and billionaires. Yeah, business people that are earning even more than footballers. So I don't understand why they're always getting targeted, really, because, yeah, what about, I don't know, all the other players, the basketball players, do you know what I mean?
Mm.
There's lots of different things and different sports that pay a lot. And like you said, the business people as well. There's a lot more like there's billionaires. You know what I mean? There's with a lot of wealth, and that aren't footballers, and they're not even getting spoken about. So yeah, I think it's like you said, it's an easy way to just target someone to do stuff like that.
Yeah, man, it's all crazy, man. But yeah, you just got to keep saying, and I think like, yeah, it's good that you're still managing to like stay disciplined and stuff. Because I'm sure so many players and stuff are struggling. But yeah, might be interesting to hear like, yeah, how has the move to Colchester gone? Is that been like positive by and large before this crazy lockdown?
It's been good, but the weird thing was, obviously I went there, started to settle in and get to know everyone and stuff, and then obviously the virus come about, so it sort of pushed me. You know what I mean? Pushed me back a bit, but I don't know. Like all the lads in that, I sort of knew some of them before. I know people that know them and stuff, so it makes it easier to get to know everyone. But yeah, they're a good group. Get on with everyone well. The club's good as well. Ran very well. So yeah, the gaffer's good. The assistant's good. Like everything's good about the club really. So I just want to get playing really. But like I said, I come at a weird time to settle in. But obviously I've got 2 more seasons there, so I've got a lot of time to be able to settle in and get playing.
Yeah, man, and I'm sure you will before long, man. I'm sure. Hopefully, shit gets back to normal soon, man. But yeah, also like it'd be interesting to hear a little bit about your time at Macclesfield as well, because you lot pulled a madness last season, like to escape relegation, and it'd be really interesting to hear about like what it was like playing under Sol Campbell, who's obviously a legend, and like anything you might have learned from him as a coach, and just that whole experience. It'd be really interesting to hear that.
Yeah, no, it was tough, but like I'm happy I went for it, because I think that season I've learned more than I've learned out of my whole football career. It sounds crazy, but in that short period of time, I think I've learned the most from like the relegation battle and stuff like that. But yeah, it was tough, man. I think like the start of the season and stuff, it was just tough. And then it's just pressure from even not playing and stuff. When I wasn't playing there, obviously when I first signed to Macclesfield, I wasn't playing at all. We lost it was 10 games on the bounce. The gaffer that was there then was saying, he's going with experience, because obviously we're in a tough time. So he didn't really see me as having much experience, because obviously I come from Bath, non-league. They haven't really played any league games. So yeah, that was his excuse to not really play me. But I don't know, it was frustrating, because obviously we was losing. And then he was telling me we need experience, but do you know what I mean? Like, obviously it wasn't working. So, but yeah, in the end we did get out of it. But yeah, I think that was probably one of the toughest times in my career, when we're going through like the relegation battle at the start of the season, where I'm not playing and we're losing every game. It was, I don't know, it wasn't good really. Obviously back in Macclesfield, and you're away from your family and friends in that, and it's just, I don't know, you're in the relegation battle. But it is what it is really. But obviously then we did start to turn it around, and I did start to play. But the times when I weren't playing, yeah, it's just, I don't know, you got to try to keep yourself, just keep, you know what I mean, working hard and doing as much as you can. Because it got to a point, even I was thinking like, it seems like no matter what I do, I'm not going to play, because obviously the manager said I'm going with experience. So it's like, no matter what I do, how good I train in that, I'm not going to be starting or playing games. So I didn't want to stay in that mentality, because if I thought like that the whole season, then my standards would drop in training and stuff, and I just wouldn't be, do you know what I mean, bettering myself. But yeah, then the manager left, a new manager come in. I think there was, how many managers was there? There was, I think, yeah, there was three. I think there was 3 or 4 managers that come in. And then I started to play a bit more. And then like I just took my chance. I took my chance. Started playing. And then, yeah, I think that's when I started, the games that I started to play just gave me more confidence and gave me more confidence and stuff like that. But yeah, when Sol Campbell come in as well, I've obviously learned a lot from him. He's obviously had a good career. And like over that short period of time, I think I learned, even from him, I learned so much. Like I said, I've learned the most over them, probably 2 years at Macclesfield. I was there, than my whole career, I think. But I think you need to go through bad times to learn, and I don't know, it puts things in perspective. I don't know, it made me think like, from going from non-league to Macclesfield, that I don't want to go back to non-league again. So the 2 years there, I just said to myself, I need to make sure, because obviously the first season, I didn't really played hardly any games. And in the second season, when Sol Campbell did come in, I started to play more games and stuff, which was good. But yeah, you just got through the hard times. I just told myself that I need to focus and make sure I get through it.
Mm. And what was it like being in a team that sort of had that ability to turn it all around, and what was it like once you guys did start getting on a better run and escaping relegation? Like that must just be quite a amazing experience, to be part of a team that's like, you know, making significant improvements due to a couple of changes in the organization.
Yeah, it was. It's like it was such a good feeling. Like even in the first season when we escaped relegation, I didn't even play too much, so I didn't feel like I was a massive part of, I don't know, keeping them up, because obviously I didn't play many games. But I obviously still was part of it a bit. But yeah, it was such a good feeling, because everyone doubted us, like literally everyone. I even got messages saying you're relegated all the time. I even got text messages. I don't even know how some people got my number. I remember I got a text message from someone saying, haha, you're relegated already, and stuff like that. But I don't know, it just, that sort of stuff makes you want to, I don't know, stay up more. And then the day we did stay up, I didn't even play that game. I was on the bench for that game. But it was just such a good feeling that we actually done it, because literally, I swear to God, everyone doubted us. Everyone. It was bad. Like even it got to a point where even the fans a lot of the fans were saying we're going to get relegated. But then again, I say that there was a lot of fans. The fans were good. They stuck by us. A lot of them did stick by us and told us to keep going and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a very good feeling. I think that's probably one of the best feelings I've had in football, actually escaping relegation. Because obviously I don't want a relegation on my CV as well. So it was a good feeling to stay up from that.
Mm. How are these nutters getting your phone number, bro?
Oh, I don't know. Literally, I remember I was thinking, how is this person got? I didn't even know who it was. Obviously didn't even reply or whatever. But yeah, literally, you get messages just saying, "Oh, you're relegated" and stuff. It's mad because even when you come home and stuff, obviously your friends and your family and that, it's all people talking about, because obviously you're bottom of the league when we was in the relegation battle, we're bottom, we're not doing well. It gets to a point where it's like you're coming back and people are talking about it. It's like, oh, you don't even want to speak about it. You know what I mean? It's the same thing, same conversation. It's like, yeah, I know. Do you know what I mean? You just try to brush it off. But now, obviously, to get it done and get the job done was good. But I said the second season, I needed to come back. I worked really hard over pre-season to make sure that I come back to set myself up for a good season. And I think this season at Macclesfield was probably the best season I've had. Obviously, I've consistently played in the league, which I needed to do. And I think that's probably the best football I've played. I played in a few positions, which also helped me. But yeah, now I said to myself, I need to come back and make sure that I have a better season than I did last season and get a lot more games, because I weren't happy with how many games I played last season, which I achieved, which was good.
Yeah, man, it's mad impressive, man. Like how you've like kept on going with, like, you know, and applying yourself in the way you are. Because obviously, like, you know, it was a couple of years ago now when you were telling me and Timon about, you know, just the struggles at Bath and stuff as well. You must feel like you've actually had to do so much now, like.
I know, nah, it's funny because, like, looking back at them times, but then, like I said, I think going through that stuff has helped me so much, because, like, I remember I said in I think the interview we done a few years back when I was at Bath and I wasn't playing, I was saying how that was like the lowest I've ever been in football, man. Like, I was low, not playing, going from obviously a League One club to non-league, not playing. It's just tough, man. But I think, like, now looking back at it, it's good I went through that, because I said to myself, if I obviously got through that, there's like not much more in my career that, do you know what I mean? It just helps me set up for when there are other setbacks. I know I'll be able to get through it. Obviously, I'm not even saying that's a big setback, because like, I can think of hundreds of people who have been through a lot worse, had bad injuries, touch wood. I've never had a bad injury. There's people been going through a lot worse. But yeah, I think personally that sort of stuff helps me, because what you go through makes you stronger, I believe. So like I said, when things do get tough again, you know what I mean, I can apply myself the same way I did to get me through it, which will help me massively.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's almost like in some like twisted way, you almost were prepared for the lows that came at Macclesfield at certain points. Do you know what I mean? Like you're saying, like, bad times can make you stronger. And yeah, man, it's crazy how the world works like that. And I remember you actually mentioning that, you know, remember you mentioned The Secret, the book, to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny because at the time, man, like I don't think I looked into it properly. And then for whatever reason, like it just came up on my radar again. Like I think I might have seen it on Netflix, because there's the video, the film. And like, I think I just saw that on Netflix, and then like my brain figured out that, oh yeah, that's what Miles had talked about. And then I gave it a watch, and it was mad because I just watched it and I was like, as much as it's a bit like American cheesy kind of stuff, it was like, it's quite like,
you can take a lot of things from it.
Yeah, totally, man. And like, I feel there's a lot of just positive, like, values in that. Do you know what I mean? Even if you're someone who's a bit more cynical and choose not to take everything absolutely verbatim or whatever, it's like there's still a lot of like positive messages in that you can apply to your own life, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's how you think, man. It's so important, because, you know, like how it says, you gotta think about what you want, you gotta feel it to attract it and stuff. Obviously, like you said, it sounds cheesy and stuff, but it's so important, man. Like, I've told my whole family to read it. I give it to everyone. I tell everyone to read it. It's so massive, because it's just, I don't know, it's like seems like a wave. So it's like, you see, if you keep thinking negatively, you're just gonna see negative things. You know what I mean? Like, it's just little, like the little things like that. That's only like one of the smallest things you can take from the book. And obviously, if you think positively, you're more likely to see a positive in everything. Do you know what I mean? And it's little things like that, man. Like, if you get into a mindset of negative, everything's just gonna, do you know what I mean? Everything's gonna be bad. But if you try to change that and turn it into a positive, then I don't know, it's gratitude, innit? So helps you be more grateful, and you see the better in everything. And it's so important, man. I think, like I was saying, if you want a happy vibe, a good vibe, then I feel you're gonna carry that a long way. Then obviously thinking bad things, you're only gonna attract more bad things, innit? So, but yeah, no, the book's very, very good, man. It's a good read.
Yeah, man. And do you think like you have specifically taken points from that and applied that to your own situations and felt like it's had a positive effect?
100%, because like, even from when I was at Bath, I said to myself, like, I even write down my goals in it. So I write down where I want to be, what I want to do, and how I'm going to do it. Because I think if you don't write it down, I don't think like you actually really believe it, that you can do it. Do you know what I mean? You don't really believe that you can get yourself there. So that was a big thing. And yeah, man, I visioned myself of where I'm trying to be, and I've still got a long way to go. What I vision myself, so I'm not even like halfway where I want to be. So I've still, like I said, I've still got a long way to go. But I think it helps massively, man, because it's like, I don't know, it seems like it creates a path in your head. So if you see yourself here or whatever, like I remember, like I just said, when I was at Bath, I saw myself, I said, I need to get into the league and play consistently. Like that was just one of them, do you know what I mean? And obviously that's where I want to be. And obviously I have achieved playing a few games in the league now, but now I've got to chase what else I want to do, do you know what I mean? But I think it's so important, like I said, you've got to create a path else and set goals, because if you don't, then I don't think you truly actually believe that you can get there. And also, like with my goals, I try to set them like a lot higher. So the highest I can think of, well, obviously I actually believe, I wouldn't write down something I wouldn't believe I could do. I don't, do you know what I mean? It's a waste of time. So I try to set my goals a lot higher. So when I do fall back from it, I haven't fell, do you know what I mean, too low. So I'm still at a good sort of level. I think that's important, to just set yourself as high as you actually believe you can go. And then if you do fall short, you're not falling too far, if that makes sense.
Yeah, man. And I think one of the trickiest things about it, because I've tried sharing it to people and stuff, and like it's funny, like I gave it to my gran, and she like really liked it, but like my mum on the other hand just didn't quite get it in the same way. So it's interesting how with different people it kind of is interpreted in a different way. But
yeah, no, it's very true, because it's like, that's happened to me. I've gave it to some people and they're like, oh, so if like, you can't look into it too deep in it, because it's not like, oh, if I think I'm going to go win £1 million or something, like, it's not just going to mean you're just going to go win £1 million. It's just saying like, you've got to be on the same wavelength of what you want to get. Do you know what I mean? And obviously with your mind and your thoughts and stuff like that. So you can't take it too, you know what I mean, too real, but there are things that you can use from it that definitely do help.
Yeah, and I think, I was just going to say that I think like one of the most difficult things with it is like the law of attraction, is that a lot of people don't know what they want. Do you know what I mean? It's very difficult to actually know what you want in life. And like you're saying with like, you know, someone wants £1 million, is that truly what they actually want? Or do they just want a level of comfort in their life and an ability to do certain things? And is there more than one way that you can actually get that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it is really true, because I believe you've got to have a purpose behind everything you do. Obviously, like you just said then about the £1 million thing, you got to, I don't know, I think if you don't have a purpose, that's when you'll fall short, because when you lose motivation, I think if you think about your purpose, it sort of brings it back. Do you know what I mean? So that's how I feel when I'm ever lacking motivation. I just try to think of my purpose, and then it sets me off again, and I also think about, I'm not even near where I want to be, so I can't be, do you know what I mean, slacking, taking days off, and you know what I mean? Not putting in the work because I'm very far away from where I want to be. But yeah, I think purpose is so massive. But I say that to everyone. I think you just need to find a purpose of what you want to do, or something you enjoy, anything, or people you want to help. And I think that will, do you know what I mean? You can wake up every day with that purpose and use that as your motivation to push you on, because obviously it is hard, isn't it? It is hard. A lot of people don't know their purpose and stuff. So I think that's why some people do lack motivation, because they're thinking, why am I doing this when I don't even know what I want to do, or it doesn't actually interest them, or they don't enjoy it, or they don't see an outcome of it. So, like I said, the purpose thing is so important, man. Well, to me personally, I think it could help a lot of other people as well. But yeah, that's what I try to use.
And it's, yeah, purpose thing, that's a big thing. And I think there's almost stages with this whole thing, because it's like, I think to be able to get your mind in a place where you know what you want, there's probably like a level of like kind of clarity in your mind you need, whether that comes through meditation or exercise or just pursuing things that you actually enjoy in life. That's almost a way of helping you find a clarity that you need, and it to then be able to start writing those goals down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do agree. But yeah, it must, I don't know, I've never been in a position to not have a purpose or something like that. So when people do say about, oh, they don't know what they want to do, I do suppose it must be hard, because, you know what I mean? You think, I don't know, where would you get the motivation to work hard towards? What are they going to work hard towards? Do you know what I mean? Because they don't know what they actually want to do. But that's why I'm grateful to obviously have a purpose and stuff like that. But yeah, it must be tough.
Yeah,
But I think you could use, I don't know, you could use anything for a purpose. I don't know, your family, anything, any little thing. You want to buy a house. I don't know, you want to help someone. Like, you know what I mean? You want to help others, which is, do you know what I mean? Anything can become a purpose, which I think you could use all the time as motivation.
Yeah, man. And it's maybe not about having to know exactly what your purpose is all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's just about, yeah, just figuring out like, because there is that pressure, I think, as well, with like young people nowadays, like, because there are in a lot of ways, a lot of options out there for things to pursue and do, that people can be overwhelmed by that. And it's like, you don't always know what you want to do. Like, I know I've been there, man. I still sometimes question, like, what do I want to do with my life? And I think that's a natural part of human nature. But I think it's just about, yeah, I don't know. For me personally, things like, like maybe meditation or whatever just helps get your mind to a place where your thoughts aren't all over the place, and you can understand a bit more like who you are and what you want to do. So it'd be interesting to hear how, like, because a big thing in The Secret for me was the gratitude thing. Like, I thought that was fascinating. Like, how important do you think gratitude is in what you're doing?
Yeah, no, I think it's very big, because it's easy to forget, like, where I don't know, where you started and stuff like that. But then again, like, I don't know, I contradict myself a bit, because I'm always grateful, but then I say to myself, like, don't be too grateful, don't be too comfy, if you get me, because I want to be a lot, you know what I mean? I want to keep pushing on, and keep moving up the leagues. So I think, I don't know, I use it in different ways. So I am very grateful in the position I am, and from obviously where I come from, and obviously, like, when I've gone from Bath to, do you know what I mean, to move up the leagues. But then again, I think if you're I wouldn't say grateful, but just don't get comfy. That's what I say to myself, to never get comfy and always want to achieve more. But yeah, no, I'm always grateful. I think that is very important. Not even just about what I'm doing in life, and I think my health, my family, and little things like that. That's what I'm mostly grateful about. The family I have, the health I have, and things like that. Like all the other stuff. Do you know what I mean? If you actually think about it, I think obviously with the virus and that, it actually puts things in perspective. Like, all these things don't really matter. What car you drive, do you know what I mean? What clothes you wear and all that stuff. It's just, do you know what I mean? You're locked in with your family, and you got to be grateful for the little things, your health, and it actually makes you think like these other things really don't matter. It's actually the other things that are actually a lot more important. And living, I don't know, in your day-to-day life, a normal life, you forget about the simple things. Do you know what I mean? About, I don't know, spending time with your family, having good health, because now everyone's obviously worried about their health. Before, every day you don't really think, oh, I'm grateful because I'm healthy. Do you know what I mean? And that's so important, man. And not a lot of people can say that. Do you know what I mean? To be healthy and have a good family and a roof over your head, the little things. Do you know what I mean? It's so important to be grateful for. I feel so. In a way, I think it's taught a lot of people things. Obviously, the corona happening, I think it's taught a lot of people things, and not even taught them. Maybe just reminded them that it is the little things to be grateful for, instead of all the other things they think they are missing. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, man, 100%. Like, I've been speaking to a lot of other people, and yeah, man, they've been appreciating the time to reflect, and yeah, I think as much as there is all this negativity that's being like bombarded on us every day, it's like, actually, I think a lot of people have enjoying that time to reflect in some cases, and I think it's important that we focus on like the positives that can come out of this. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so much to learn, as you're saying. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I think I'm just hoping, like, you know, things can get back to normal somewhat soon. And like, I think it's interesting to hear as well that you're like, obviously from a footballer's perspective, you're just keen to play football. You don't, I'm take it you don't mind if there's like no audiences, or do you think that affects things quite a bit? Or
I think, yeah, it does. Like, obviously, football with no fans is a lot different from even, I don't know, I even think the tempo of the games are changed when there's no fans, because I don't know, the fans want excitement, and like it's like when you play, I don't know, under 23s game and there's no fans there. It's less motivation to work harder, I don't know. The game's just a lot deader than obviously with fans being there. And I think it will affect results massively. It will affect results massively. People not having fans there, because obviously a lot of the bigger teams have more fans, don't they? So their fans could carry them a long way. But yeah, I think it is gonna affect football massively. But yeah, no, I'm buzzing that we're going back Monday. Just need to get back playing. But I think, like I said, it's not going to be the same for a while. I think we won't be able to train in big groups and stuff, even going to changing rooms, and I think there'll be a lot of things that will be different. But yeah, no, I'm grateful that we are going back, because it is, I don't know, you do get bored.
yeah,
Bored just at home and stuff like that. But no, it's been good, because obviously I don't get a lot of time in the season to spend with my family. So this is probably one of the longest times I've actually spent with my family and had good time with my family. But yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, I can't complain about not being at football and stuff like that when NHS are putting their lives at risk every day, and like footballers complaining about not playing football. You know what I mean? Obviously, everyone misses it. Yeah, like I said, health does come first in family.
yeah, totally. Do you think if the Premier League resumes, do you think Liverpool might lose the title then?
No chance. But I don't even know. Like, people are still saying now that they don't even know if it's gonna 100%. Do you know what I mean? Go back to normal, because I think they're doing tests now, and I think it's something like 6 people have been tested positive for it. But obviously that's out of a lot of teams. So if you think about it, it's not too many. But I don't know. Like I said, if it spreads again quick, they're saying there's going to be another outburst, because obviously a lot of people have just not going with the rules again. So I think it seems like it's going to spread again quick, doesn't it? But I don't know. It's like I said, they could say they're carrying on the league, and then if people start catching it again, the government's just going to shut off the league again, surely.
Yeah.
So it is crazy. But I don't know if that happens, then I have to just give the title to Liverpool, innit?
Yeah, man. Yeah, oh man, unlucky Liverpool fans, man. This is not pleasant for them, I'm sure. But yeah, man, thank you for talking to me, man. And like, yeah,
Thank you for having me.
always good to hear you speak about your journey, man. And yeah, and I think it's pretty inspiring in a lot of ways, man. So yeah, man, just keep going, man, and I'm sure you'll achieve those dreams, bro.
Cheers, man. Good speaking.